Welcome to the Running Refresh Podcast, where hot takes and debates on the sport of running are more than welcome in the studio and for the good of the sport.
Running Refresh is hosted by Logan Lummel and his refreshing guests.
All right, welcome to the Running Refresh Podcast. I have two freshies right here, Caleb Ware and Jace Green. They are teammates of mine at Western Illinois, young whippersnappers. They're both freshman roommates, and so far they've done a great job of making the top 5 on the team in cross country. Caleb's strength, well, both their strengths in high school were more in mid-distance. Caleb ran a 155-800, and he's from Ohio. Jace ran a 427 mile, and he's from small town Illinois. First, Caleb, introduce yourself. Where are you from? What's your major? Just a little bit about you.
Well, I'm Caleb Ware. As you know, I'm a freshman at Western Illinois. I'm from Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, like a little outside, about an hour away outside, in the middle of cornfields, so, Yeah. And then my major is exercise science, so.
Okay. And then Jace?
I am from Arthur, Illinois. It's kind of a really small town, like you said.
Your voice does get louder when the camera turns on. He's talking all quiet, and he's like, my name's Jace.
Anyway, I'll try to keep her under control. Like Logan said, I'm from small town Illinois, east central Illinois, kind of close to Eastern Illinois University, actually. Grew up on a farm, so I'm studying ag business here, and I plan to go back and help out on the family farm.
And then just like a little tidbit, how did y'all both get into running?
I was always that fast kid in gym class, like in 5th and 6th grade.
Just dominating the pacer.
Yes.
The fitness gram pacer
And
test.
then my gym teacher, he was my middle school gym teacher was the high school cross country coach.
Yeah.
So he's like recruited me for junior high. So ever since 7th grade, I've been running cross country and track. So
that's awesome. How about you, Jace?
Kind of a similar deal. I mean, I was pretty decent, like in grade school when we'd run the mile or whatever. I would be up there with the fast Amish kids, but then my older sister set our high school's cross country record, which there'd only been probably like 5 women cross country runners at our school's history, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So I was like, I might as well
Why
try
not?
it.
Just follow in the footsteps. All right, so I'm your host, Logan Lummel, future teacher and coach, current runner, ex-soccer player, still kind of coach on the side. But I'm just hoping to provide some unique running perspectives from my guests. Runners are not robots, they're people too, so we're here to find out about their passions as well as their goals, aspiring goals as runners. Today we have 2 really unique perspectives, Caleb and Jace, and they're both roommates, so that'll be a funny dynamic. We'll bring out some whiteboards today, which is something new, a new segment on Running Refresh. We'll test it out with these 2. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leave a review, follow, share, YouTube, like, subscribe, the likes. Let's just get right into the interview. We'll start with Caleb, but Jace, feel free to hop in, add your perspective.
Will do.
So just Caleb, so what do you like to do with your free time?
My free time? I love basketball, and in my free time, I like to go to the rec and just shoot around, just listen to music, or I'll just drive around in my car. I got 2 big subs in the back of my car.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Explain that setup you got going.
So I got two 12s in the back of my car in the trunk.
Whatever that means.
It's a big bass, a big box in the back of the trunk.
I heard it rolling up.
Yes, everybody can hear me coming through, so I like to hook that up and just drive, listen to music. I also like to play a lot of video games.
Yeah, and what games do you like to play?
Well, I love 2K and Call of Duty. I play a little bit of FIFA.
Play a little bit of FIFA, but
I
you just took a fat L.
It was 2-1 close game. I lost with 4 minutes left in the game, so
it's all right. It's all right. What type of music do you listen to?
I listen to everything except heavy rock. I can't stand heavy rock.
No, Marilyn Manson. Not. What are some of your favorite artists?
My favorite. I love J. Cole. Country singer Keith Urban.
Okay, you got that country in you.
Yeah, and then R&B. I love old '90s R&B. Usher and Genuine.
It's quality. So we mentioned it a little bit. So you're from Cincinnati. What's it been like being away from home in college?
It's all right. My mom just came up and see me recently. So
That's
I
awesome.
think if I had that coming in, like them coming up to see me every now and then, I think I'll be all right. But so far, I've been doing all right.
Yeah, and how far of a drive is it for you?
It's 6.5, 7 hours, depending how much you stop. But it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's very boring. No scenery on the way here.
It's about the same for me because I'm from Minnesota, so it's about 7 hours or so from St. Cloud. Now, do you identify more with rural or urban America, would you say?
I don't even
Like, do you like the rural life or the urban life more?
I like both of them because during the summertime, I spend a lot of time in Florida with my aunt.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, we go to Orlando a lot. So
That's awesome.
And then I also in Arkansas, where I was born and raised in Arkansas on we got a cow farm. So I worked a lot on the cow farm. So
Yeah, so do you claim Ohio or Arkansas more?
I claim Ohio because that's where I grew my teenage years. So
That's more what shaped you think?
yeah, but every summer, I'm always down in Arkansas. It's hard. It's hard for me.
Yeah. And then what is your background in running? So like just bring us through, high school, middle school experience for you.
So my middle school, I ran a 10:52 and a 2 mile on grass. And then I was like, my coach, he talked to me. He's like, you could be something serious if you would really invest yourself. I'm like, oh, or whatever. I was really into basketball at the time. And then high school, my freshman year, I ran my breakout race in track in the 800. I ran a 2:03 as a freshman with no all-season training. And then my senior year, I finally took it serious, all-season training a little bit, and ran a 155 and still didn't make state.
And didn't make state. So yeah, just talking about that. So like how many people did you have on your team? Or like what was the competition that you were going up against look like in Ohio?
When we went to smaller meets, I would destroy like usually. But when I would go to bigger meets, it's hard just to get in that top 3. It's so fast. The running world in Ohio was just crazy this year.
And what division were you or class?
We were D1, so we got
the big schools?
We got 4 divisions, and D1's the highest you could go. Smallest D1 school in Ohio.
Okay.
So it wasn't...
And how many people were in your school, or how many students did you have?
We had like around 200, 250 graduation class, so...
So about 1,000 or so?
Yeah.
Really? That's... Oh, okay. And then, so how many people are on your team then?
Track team, we had a lot of people. Cross country, nobody wanted to run cross at our school, so we had a good 8. We won our conference meet. 5 years out of the 6 years I ran. So
yeah, and then so now shifting to college more, you've taken cross country more seriously. You actually like went up a training plan in the summer. So how has that experience been moving up in mileage?
I don't even know how I feel.
You don't know how you feel yet?
It keeps you responsible. You got to get up every day and you got to run. And then if I don't run on a day like Sundays, I got to do something.
And how much were you running in high school compared to now?
High school, I hit 50 miles once in cross country. And then I was running 30 to 20 miles other than that. And track, I was just running, 15, 20 miles a week.
Yeah.
So it was... And then I moved up to 60 this summer, so...
Like back to back to back too, right?
It was...
Yeah. Well, you seem to adjusted so far.
Yes.
And then you also have some experience sprinting a little bit.
Oh, yes. And track, I could do... And I did the 4x1 one time. I split 11-2, 11-3. And then I ran a 200. I ran a 23-2. And I ran a lot of 400s.
Yeah, and you had the opportunity to run steeplechase in high school, which not a lot of many athletes get to do.
Yeah, I did steeplechase one time and broke my school record. And that's the only reason why he threw me in there, is just to get the school record.
And you going to do it this spring?
I'm going to try to. I'm going to attempt it.
All right, now let's get to Jace for a little bit.
All right.
So, can you describe what it's like to run at a smaller school?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on each individual. So, like he said, he had, 8 people on his cross team consistently. My freshman year, we had 5 if we were lucky. I mean, majority of the time, somebody, tweaked an ankle or was sick or something, so we just wouldn't have a team to score with. And I think they're back in kind of a similar situation this year. A couple of us graduated. But, of course, I mean, in my older years, in my junior, senior year, we had 7 or 8 people, so we had a little bit of cushion. But, no, it's interesting because in our area of Illinois, there was a lot of small schools, but there was a lot of heat in the distance section.
Yeah. And then, what were your facilities like when you compare it to other schools, specifically for, Arthur?
So we had a track, which needs resurfaced pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then that was about it. We didn't have a treadmill in the weight room. We would go, one of the guys had a membership to the gym, so he would just, let us in, and we'd use the treadmills. I don't know if that's probably the best thing to share, but that's what we do.
Yeah, well, I'm student teaching at West Prairie, and they have a cinder track still. Really? So I mean, some of these 1A schools, in Illinois, which in Ohio, D1's the highest, but 1A would be the small schools, right? So facilities can really vary, right? So what is your opinion on the Amish?
I'm fine with them. It makes it nice when you're running. Well, there's good and bad when you're running because on the major roads you have a buggy lane that they go in, so it's perfect for running, and you're not going that much slower than them, so you don't really encounter them all that often. Yeah. But on the other hand, you have to dodge piles of poop every once in a while. I mean, it's really interesting. Since, like I said, we're farmers, and we'll have our big, tractors, combines, whatever, going through the field, and you look over, in the next field over, there's a horse pulling a plow. I mean, it's crazy. Something out of,
respect.
No, yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
And then, could you walk us through your fandom of Elvis? where did that begin?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I have a kind of a weird fandom not obsession, but
it's an obsession.
I don't know if it's whatever you could call it, an obsession. I wouldn't, but with Elvis Presley, it probably started when I was 8 or 9 years old. I don't know what kicked it off, but we had a 4th grade wax museum thing where everybody dresses as a historical figure, and you've got to memorize all these key parts of their lives.
Sounds like obsession.
Well, that's just everybody did
right,
it. You know what I mean? But I, of course, went with Elvis Presley, and I had to know a lot about his life, a lot of these significant dates and stuff, and I memorized them. And then from there, I just got really into it. I had a Jailhouse Rock movie poster up in my room for many years, and I have a Elvis semi. I had a lot of his movies, his really bad movies, and I still you'll find me listening to his music every once in a while.
And then when I asked Jace what to talk to you about, he said something about B.B. King.
So I grew up on B.B. King. B.B. King is really good guitarist and blues. And just when I'm chilling doing homework, I'll listen to B.B. King. And it's the
vibe.
Yes.
I like when he's listening to B.B. King.
It's just nice. It's nice, relaxing.
That sounds nice. All right, and then... So you've also been into hog shows, I've heard.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. What is a hog show first?
Okay. Yeah. So we show market barrows, which a barrow is a castrated male pig that's specifically raised for market. So we buy our pigs in the spring, March, April, May-ish area, and then we raise them up throughout the summer, and then we'll sell them. I think we have a few left in the barn, but they're done with showing. So what you do is you try to get them to look as best as possible like they're the ideal cuts of meat, that you're going to get the best meat out of there.
Yep.
And then you walk them around the ring, and the judge judges them. It's typically what judges do. And then you have winners from there. So we've done that since I was probably 7 or 8 years old. And I kind of stepped away from it this summer. My younger brother really took over. And I was up in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, you went to Minnesota recently, to Austin, right?
Mm-hmm. My little brother had a football game. here in Central Illinois. He couldn't miss for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And so I drove him up there after that. And yeah.
And then I also heard you had a podcast of your own.
I did.
So can you tell me about that at all?
2 episodes, 15 minutes apiece. It was called Bell Lap. It's a cool name, I think. I think it's actually already the name of a running podcast.
But that's okay.
But whatever. It was for school. I took a broadcasting
Bell Lap
class.
2.0.
That's right. That's exactly right. I took a broadcasting class, and so we had to have a podcast. So I just interviewed a couple of my
Let's bring it
teammates.
back.
We'll bring it back? Let's do it.
Well, we're bringing it back right now.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So, well, I actually don't have any questions specifically about it, but yeah. We're on a podcast now. This is bringing it back.
Bell Lap episode 3. Everybody, welcome to Bell Lap episode 3.
Welcome to Bell Lap episode 3. Your host, Jace Green. Okay. Now I have a couple questions for you both, so you can just take turns. Whoever wants to take it first.
Okay.
So what is your biggest adjustment as a freshman academically so far? Still a little early in the semester, but what's the biggest difference academically?
Go ahead.
Okay. I was hoping you would because I need to come up with an answer. I don't know. I mean, I'm taking pretty similar classes as to what I would take in high school. Obviously a little bit more advanced, but it's really not that huge of an adjustment. The main part is keeping track of my schedule because I don't, just show up to school at 8 and leave at 3 and everything's done.
And they're not going to email you or get on you like you have missing work. Like it's kind of up to you.
Yeah, basic stuff like that.
Like he said, more responsibility, and they give us like a lot of homework.
Yeah, what were you talking about homework at practice the other day?
They gave me homework during the weekend.
On the weekend,
I was like, I was so
Ridiculous.
surprised. That's never happened to me before. So I just checked my email and I see we got an assignment due by Monday, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I'm
just
like,
wait till the holidays. Let me tell you.
teaches us a lot of responsibility in college.
And then next, how about the biggest adjustment athletically?
The mileage.
The mileage?
It's the mileage for me. We were pretty, like he said, when he was talking about your mileage in high school, it's pretty similar to mine. I mean, we'd go out on long runs, 5 or 6 miles.
Yep.
We'd spend 2 or 3 days a week on the track in cross-country season. So it's just pounding the miles is huge.
Well, you see, in high school, I never really lifted a lot. So lifting twice a week and 2 workouts is like crazy to me. While on top of that, you got to hit your mileage.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I even cross-train on double days. I will go bike or swim for 30 minutes.
For sure.
So it's just
a bigger commitment
Yes.
overall. Just a lot of different things for sure. And then eating good, sleeping
Oh,
good, those.
if you don't eat in college and you're running, you might actually die. I learned that. I definitely learned that.
Well, how about your diet? Can you tell us about your diet?
Oh, my diet. Well, you see, on days I got Mondays, Wednesdays, I'll pack my lunch usually just because I got to go class to class.
Yeah.
And I'll pack like 3 PB&Js just to eat during class. And then I also eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, of course. But I'll have a lot of snacks
Some
with
don't. So how has your season gone so far, would you say?
You start off?
My season, I think it's all right. I honestly...
So we've had 2 races.
Yeah.
We had a 6K and an 8K.
Well, the 6K, as we all know, I started out a little too fast. A 5:03, 5:02 first mile, and the 6K, I just died. During the 8K, I started out conservative. I started out on the back of the team, and I just made the last 2 miles, I just killed it. So I think the 8K has gone well for me.
Yeah.
Mine is kind of opposite. In the 6K, I started out conservative, and I started making up ground towards the end. And then in the 8K, I felt really good, so I just kind of went out. I think 5'11", 5'10".
You were up there.
And then I kind of just slowly worked my way back.
Okay. But you've both done a great job so far,
Thank you.
As freshmen, adjusting, I think. And then up to this point in your running career, what do you think you've learned, and then what do you think you still have to learn? It's kind of a deep one.
What I learned is you got to take care of your body. Like, most people don't realize that if you don't take care of your body, and even the smallest pains, you got to take care, or it's going to cause the biggest issue, which that's something I've learned, but I'm still learning about. Like, Coach always gets on me about rolling my calves. So stretching and stuff like that is
sure.
my thing.
Yeah, I think I've learned what my body needs. Like, I'll be like, I know my calves are going to hurt tomorrow, or my quads are going to hurt tomorrow, whatever. And so I'm able to kind of work around that.
Yeah.
Still
For sure.
to learn, though. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things like I think I know. Like I said, my calves were hurting the other day, my upper calves, and coach was like, "Oh, that's your hamstring." Like, I guess it was causing
I mean, sometimes if you have an issue somewhere, it's actually what's surrounding it is the issue.
Yeah.
So it's like you just got to be taking care of everything at all times.
Like,
pretty
I'll know
much,
what
and
will
just
hurt, but I don't know why. I guess that's the way to put
true.
it.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning process, and everybody has, their parts of their body that are more issues than others, right? So you just gotta like figure that out as you go. Well, now it's time for our new segment.
So,
So I've got 2 whiteboards here. I'll hand them out. So you each have a marker and eraser. You're going to have to keep your answers hidden.
All
But
right.
this new segment is called Newly Roomed. If you know the Newlywed Game, it is pretty similar. So
to hide it
this is specifically tailored to our 2 new guests that are roommates, freshman roommates, and we're going to get to see how well or not well
I feel bad. I feel
that
like
they
I'm
know
gonna be
each other.
terrible.
Yeah, this might not be pretty.
So I got their answers before, but now they're going to be guessing what each other wrote. So first question, you can write it real big and then erase it after each answer. What is your roommate's favorite food?
Oh, I think I know this one, actually.
All right.
Jace, why don't you show your answer to the camera and explain it?
I went with mini muffins.
Oh,
I think he grabbed a packet as we were leaving today for your house. And I mean, just constantly eating mini muffins, which
Okay.
I respect it, honestly.
All right, Caleb, what's your answer?
mine is pork
Pork.
because he's got a big he's got a license plate that says "Eat pork" on the top of it.
Well, here's the thing.
That's close.
So Jace's answer was a ham sandwich,
Oh.
which I'm going to count that. So right now, Caleb's got 1 point, and Jace, unfortunately, his answer was shrimp/chicken Alfredo. So
I
you had
love
2
Alfredo.
choices there. So he was thinking more, meal
Like
food, I
meal
guess.
food,
And you're
that's
thinking more
fair.
snacks.
That's fair, yeah.
I see that. I love Alfredo. It's just,
All right, so it's 1-0 Caleb at the moment. Who is your roommate's idol?
I put.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Caleb's got this one.
I
in
was
the
being
wraps.
I was being nice when we answered. I was like, I think this is what he'll put,
But
I
now
don't
it's
think
a
it's
competition.
my actual answer. Oh,
I
no.
think he should get this one.
Who's your idol?
We'll see. Well, why don't you just show your answer and talk about your answer in the
This is my
meantime?
answer. We already talked about him today, and he's told me in the room. So
And it was Elvis, right?
yes,
I'm
it
assuming
wa-
you have
it
Elvis.
was Elvis.
Elvis Presley. So right now, Caleb's up 2-0.
You should have this one.
Should I?
Can I give him a hint?
Give him a hint.
Give me a hint.
Be
You
nice.
said it. You said it earlier when we were writing this answer down.
Oh yeah, it's his dad. Maybe. Is it your dad?
No, it was my mom.
Oh, it was your mom. Well, I was close.
Yeah, my mom is. She's
Well, 2-0.
Yeah.
Let's see if we
Gosh,
can.
dang.
Maybe we'll have to do double points. see if we
Yeah.
can
Maybe
catch
this
up,
is
Jace.
embarrassing.
All right, next. What is your roommate's biggest fear?
I don't know this one either.
I don't know.
I mean, just
this
think
one.
of some common fears then. I think you two need to talk to each other more.
We do.
I think
We
that's the
talk
issue.
all the time. We're probably always with each other. Can I say nothing?
I
Man.
mean that. I guess.
I ain't afraid of anything.
What's your answer,
I
Jace?
put loneliness. I don't know. That's just kind of like one of the main
I put
fears people have.
snakes because I'm
No,
pretty.
it's not snakes.
I'm
Yeah.
scared.
So Caleb's answer was snakes and heights, and Jace's answer was car accident.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, neither of you got it. That's okay.
It's all right. At least he
That's
didn't
okay.
go up 3-0 on me.
Why are you afraid of car accidents?
I don't know.
I don't think anybody.
I had
was-
to come up with an answer, and I was like, I'll
Okay.
just put car accident.
I mean, that is kind of one of my biggest fears is like a brain aneurysm.
Oh, that is scary.
I mean, because think about it. It could literally just happen at any moment, and usually you can't really tell the signs before, right? So it's like you could just, it's kind of scary.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest fear, something you completely cannot control.
Yeah. Now that might be my answer now.
Okay, next. What was your roommate's first impression of you?
Of me? Oh, wait.
What was your roommate's first impression of you?
What he thought of me? Or what I thought of him?
Oh.
What he thought of me? Okay.
Or what was your first impression of
Yeah,
your
I was
roommate?
gonna say-
What's your first impression of your roommate? Sorry.
Gotcha.
For the
first
folks out there on the
impression of him?
interwebs. Yeah. Your first impression of them.
All right.
This one could get soft.
Oh, boy.
I don't.
See how nice you are to each other. Or not nice.
This could be interpreted a couple ways.
What? All right.
Share your answer.
I said tall country boy because when I seen him from afar, he was tall.
I'm 5'10", by the way. Maybe.
I don't know what it was. You were like towering over everybody, and I just
okay with
seen
it.
him.
It's the presence.
It's
He
a
just has a
That
presence.
confidence. No offense. I put goofy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I just mean like, I don't know, you've got big hair and you just
That-
kind of seem silly.
Yeah, dude.
So actually,
Yes.
you're going to get that one correct because he
Yes,
put
really?
something about my hair.
Dude.
You got goofy hair. You just said it. You said it before I
Count it.
said it.
Count it.
Yeah.
So Jace has got a point.
I don't mean anything bad by
No,
goofy.
I know.
But Jace's answer for himself was that you thought he was neater.
Neater than I actually am.
Neater
Oh,
than you
no.
are.
Because your mom said something
Messy
about
boy. All right, so 2-1. Jace is up 1. All right. What is your roommate's favorite holiday? Should be a quicker guess. What is your roommate's favorite holiday? Write it on your boards and share whenever you're ready.
I'm saying Christmas because when you ask somebody what their favorite holiday is, there's like a 50% chance it's Christmas. So,
Okay, and how about you?
I'm gonna go with Thanksgiving. I feel like he's a Thanksgiving person.
decent guess, I guess.
Well, Jace's answer was 4th of July, so that is incorrect.
Gee, I was thinking about
Patriot.
And Caleb's answer was Christmas.
So
So,
it's
we are
tied.
all
We're all
tied
tied
up.
up. Jeez.
2-2. We did not write this script. Hobby, you want to make an appearance?
Hey, hobby.
About what?
Come in here, Hobby. If you remember, what were you, episode 1, episode 2?
What do you want?
I think it was episode 1. We're recording right now, hobby.
We're recording right now.
Oh shit, I can see that.
Okay, leave the room. So we were just disturbed by my roommate, Hobby.
Hey, you. You need a girlfriend? Hey, you. I don't like you.
Okay, well, he's just singing. Close the door,
All right,
please.
see ya, hobby.
Do we need to listen to Justin Bieber right now?
No Justin Bieber.
Ah, inspired. Damn, Apple goes crazy.
Next question. What would your roommate spend $500 on? If they got $500 right now, what would they spend it on? Think about
got
it. Money talks. What are they spending their hard-earned cash on?
I'm going to go with a more practical.
More
thing
practical?
than he might have answered.
What?
You go ahead.
I'm gonna say hats.
Hats.
I like my hats. Most of my hats are free, though.
What is yours?
Most hats are free.
I went with a car battery. I've had to jump your car a couple
Oh
times
yes,
because
yes.
of the big subs he's got in the back.
Yeah, that is true. But
Well, actually, so Caleb's answer was bigger subs.
yeah, mine was
so that's
bigger.
close,
So
but
So not practical.
Not-
yeah.
Had to do with the car, but
Yeah.
not practical. And then, what was your answer, Jason?
I think it was like clothing, pair of boots.
Clothing, pair of
I was
decent-
gonna say boot. I was gonna say hats and boots, but
Okay. Well, we'll keep it at 2-2.
all right.
That wasn't close
That's fair.
enough
Yeah,
in my
that's fair.
book.
Thank you.
All right, so what annoys your roommate the most about you?
Or wait, what is the roommate? You mean the other way around?
No. So like what annoys you about your roommate?
Yeah.
What annoys you about your roommate? I'm awful at these questions. We might have to get rid of this segment.
So what?
What annoys you about your roommate?
What do I do that annoys you?
I mean, I don't really.
Yeah, we're pretty chill. We had this conversation.
Yes.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, we had.
Just pick something.
All right.
You can't be too nice. Come on now. Something annoys you.
Man.
My bad.
Oh,
Oh.
What's that supposed to mean?
He's like, yeah. What's your answer, Caleb?
Mine is, I was like chilling today, and he does this quite often actually.
Oh my God.
He talks in his sleep
Oh,
quite
yeah.
often, so it
Apparently.
scares me. It doesn't annoy me. It just scares me.
Apparently,
So-
I've talked in my sleep. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, his answer would be that you thought his alarms would annoy you.
I'm pretty sure I wake you up every morning because I suck at waking up
Yeah.
to alarms.
I am his alarm sometimes. I will
Jace,
like,
turn that
Jace, wake up, you good?
And then what's your answer, Jace?
I'm gonna say music sometimes. It's not very
Yeah.
often, but sometimes I'm like, dude,
Turn it off.
Just turn it off.
Yes, I am playing loud music a lot
But-
in the
So
room.
maybe that is annoying, but Caleb's answer was not as organized. So we're still
Oh, no. Okay.
all tied up. We got the final question.
Oh.
The final
can we
question.
make this worth like 100 points or
It's
something?
worth like 100 points. You're going to absolutely smack your opponent if you get this one right. So, if your roommate could take one thing on a deserted island, what would they take? Think quick or think hard?
Boom. Oh, wait, no. Better answer.
This is 100 points. I mean, it's clearly.
All right.
All right, Jace.
I'm going to say his Xbox setup.
His Xbox setup. All right,
No.
Caleb, what's your answer?
Elvis tapes or
An Elvis
musics?
tape. Why don't we do a second guess? 'Cause those were both
Second guess,
wrong.
they both-
Oh, I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. These things could be part of like a daily routine, probably.
Okay, so not a boat.
Well, I mean everything. That maybe was a bad hint. I don't know. Just
I'm
go with your second guess.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible guess. Gosh, this is hard.
This is quite hard.
If not, this is going to be a draw.
We might have to.
I'm gonna go with my gut. It's a bad guess, but I'm going with my gut.
What's your answer, Jace? Your second answer?
Boat.
Boat?
No.
What about Caleb?
A girl / a friend.
A girl / a friend.
I don't know. Someone to talk to.
Well, why don't you share your answers?
I said a Bible.
Why would you bring that?
Oh, dude.
It'd be nice to have a Bible. I mean, I
That
don't know.
makes so much sense
It
now.
does.
If you're gonna die, you might as well.
If you
die.
know Jace, that makes so much sense.
Okay.
But mine was music.
Oh, that makes sense too.
I'm always listening
that
to music.
makes sense too.
All right, we'll shake each other's hand.
All right, that was a
draw.
good match.
This is a
And
good game.
Now you can, not argue tonight or be mad at each other. All right, so next we have a recurring segment called Rapid Refresh, a segment where I ask my guests too many questions for them to answer in a timely manner. So just whoever wants to take it first, again, just take it. Who wears the pants in the relationship?
Of us,
Yes.
me.
I don't know about that because I gotta say me because
you
I don't
both
want to be
Elvis?
there.
We're pretty
Yeah.
balanced. I mean, there's really no
So like one of you has each of the legs.
I would say
we,
You're
we
doing
can
like
say
a-
that.
it's a little
four-legged
awkward.
race
It's a
or
little
something.
awkward, but yeah,
I'll agree with that. You know.
Okay.
yeah. There's really no.
What is your favorite sports team?
I know his answer. This should have been one of the questions.
Yeah.
It's either the Atlanta Hawks or the Dallas Cowboys for him.
And then what's his favorite sports team?
Probably the Bulls and the Bears.
I mean,
The
so it's
Bulls.
still a draw, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, okay.
It's 102 to
Yeah.
102. There we have it. We settled
Sure.
it. All right, next. Drop a bold prediction on each other's freshman season.
The 8K
Could be
time?
track or cross country. Drop a bold prediction for each other.
I'm saying Caleb goes 152.3
Point
in
3.
800.
Point
All
three.
right, so I'm gonna go bold. I'm saying Jace hits 25 40s in the 8K this season.
That would be solid.
Yeah, I know.
would be
I
very
feel,
solid.
I feel like once
That
he
would
gets
help that confidence.
once
That's a
he gets
bold
a base underneath him, Jace is gonna be
Jace is
yes.
he's a beast, huh?
yeah.
Well, thanks, I guess.
Who's your biggest inspiration, fictional or non-fictional? Kind of talked about our idols. Maybe you could pick another.
Well, the obvious
Elvis.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ,
Jesus.
not Elvis.
Elvis is like,
Yeah, I got two answers, and they're the two most basic answers that you can have. You got Jesus Christ and my dad, and then Elvis is right there.
okay. There's
Yeah,
Elvis.
mine's gotta go. My mom, my grandpa, my dad's dad, and probably Trey Young. Love Trey Young. he influenced
right up
me
there,
so much.
right up there with all the big guys.
That's right.
He's a heavy hitter.
Yes.
Next, give a shout out to your biggest fan.
My biggest fan.
Your biggest fan.
Shout out Bo Green. You might be watching. I don't know. That's my little brother. He's 12. He might not admit it, but I think he looks up to me just a little bit.
Okay, and you look down to him.
Very much so. Way down.
Caleb.
I'm gonna have to shout out my mom, Eva Finley. If you watch any video of me racing, all you hear is her screaming, "Go Caleb!" So
That's awesome.
I would shout out my mom, Lois. Yeah, her screaming.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's just.
I think everybody can hear it around the track. But if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? We're just gonna have ad-libs from the hobby in the background. If you did not watch the Habibu episode,
You're
go
missing
back,
out.
go back
and
Yes.
watch it. Drop a
Rwanda
like.
to Iowa.
Leave a comment.
Mine would be to be able to transport anywhere. I hate I love traveling. I hate the time that it takes to get there. So
Okay.
transporting to places would be awesome.
Transporting or teleporting?
Teleporting, yeah. We'll say teleporting.
My superpower is transport.
Professional trucker. Mine is kind of an interesting one, but I really like it. I heard it one time, and then this is my answer to the question every time. Extreme accuracy. It's not specific with anything. If I'm shooting a 3,
True.
it's accurate. It's going in. You ask me a question, I'm going to give you an accurate
Well, you could
answer.
also true.
Yeah.
And you could also miss on command too, So it's like
Yeah,
you
that's
kind
true.
of. It would be nice to kind of if you had the superpower extreme speed, you could keep it under wraps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And be like take second this race, take first this race,
Yeah.
just barely win,
Yeah, just
get the crowd into it, right?
And you would know how you'd be feeling that day
Yeah.
on a run.
Well, that's another thing. You say, Jace, I want you to go run a 4:15. I will hit a 4:15 mile extremely accurately. That's a little pushing it,
Wow,
but
that's pushing it. I don't know about that,
Yeah.
man. All right, so you have a choice here. Get $100,000, but your arch nemesis gets $1 million. So think of your arch nemesis, your biggest enemy. Or you both get nothing. What are you taking?
I'll take the money
I'll take the money too.
because I don't care. I don't care about the haters.
So
Yeah.
you get 100,000, but then Caleb gets $1 million, right?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's Caleb.
Well, all right, now name drop your arch nemesis.
Can't do it.
I can't do it either. all I'm gonna say is from back home. I can't stand the people from back home.
If you're watching in Ohio right now,
Dude, Mount Orf is it's drama filled.
you might be Caleb's worst enemy. You don't even know. Haters, they're always watching too.
They're
right?
always
They're sitting
stalking
in the
you.
weeds, right? They're probably actually watching right now.
I'm sure they are.
I actually get money. No name
Can't do
drop?
it. Can't do it.
Not your brother?
It's not my brother.
It's not family.
Okay.
Mine's not
Couldn't be
Yeah.
family, right?
Not family.
But you're taking that 100 G's.
Oh yes.
Oh, 100%. Why would you
Why
not?
would I care what they're doing?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Well, that's all I have for you all right now. Where's my marker?
It's right here.
Right here. Well, y'all can sign the table right now,
Go ahead.
however big you'd like, however small you'd like, wherever you would like.
I'm gonna go right front and center right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, we left the table on, we didn't leave the table on the table. I left the tape on the table.
Oh, shoot. And then
Also, Jace brought a gift.
I brought a little gift. Since we're staying in a dorm, we don't have a lot of options, but that's sitting on my desk. It's a little Lego John Deere tractor,
Oh, that's sick. And I have a Lego
Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon.
That was my
Is this the inspiration to the gift?
Yes, it was. It got a little damaged in transit from Arthur to Macomb, so depending on which side you want to face it, you might have to move the
That's
fender.
pretty epic. That's awesome.
Yep.
If you want to get up, I'll let you.
So then, Caleb, how can they follow you on social media?
Well, all my handles on social media is Caleb_Ware02. Snapchat, Instagram.
Okay. The likes.
Yeah.
And what's your number? I'm just kidding. All right, Jace, how can they reach you on social media?
Instagram would probably be best, and I'm pretty sure you're going to have to fact check this, but I think it's 5 underscores and then .jg, and then four underscores.
You're unreachable. Just go on Running Refresh. I'm going to tag Jace. Thank you. and then you'll find his Instagram. Okay, don't type all the underscores. All right, so if you've made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe, follow if you're on a podcast, whatever it's called these days, share, leave a review, 5-star review. We still got to get that 5-star reviews up on Spotify. We can't see that yet. Check out any past episodes. If you heard Hobby come in here, he was one of them in the past. But
Hobby's episode, it's pretty fun.
That was a good one.
That's all I have for you. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say? Anything that you wish I asked you, or you'd like to say to the people or anybody you think that's watching?
I better see all my friends watching this. I will be betrayed if they're not.
I agree.
All right, well, that's it. Thanks for coming on, and I appreciate the tractor.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
no
thanks
problem.
for having us.
All right, come back anytime.